Throughout ancient history, a number of powerful rulers dramatically changed the political map of the world, from the river valleys of Mesopotamia to the vast lands of Asia and the Mediterranean. Ambitious leaders sought to expand their power far beyond their original kingdoms through military campaigns, strategic alliances, and strong systems of administration. They transformed small states into massive empires. Some of these empires stretched across thousands of kilometers and connected many different cultures and regions. Their conquests reshaped borders, controlled important trade routes, and influenced the balance of power between ancient civilizations. Many of these rulers became famous not only for their military success, but also for their ability to govern large and diverse territories. In this video, we will explore 10 ancient rulers who expanded their empires the most. Each of them played a major role in shaping the political landscape of the ancient world. Their achievements left a lasting impact on history that can still be studied today. 1. Sargon of Akkadian Empire, Mesopotamia, c. to 334 to 79 BCE. Sargon of Akkad is widely remembered as one of the first rulers in history to build a large and organized empire in the ancient world. He rose to power in Mesopotamia during the 24th century BCE, a time when the region was divided into many independent Sumerian city-states that often competed with one another for land, resources, and political influence. Through a series of successful military campaigns, Sargon gradually conquered several powerful cities, including Uruk, and Lagash, bringing them under his control. By defeating these major centers of power, he unified much of Mesopotamia under a single ruler. For the first time in recorded history, Sargon established his capital at the city of Akkad, which became the political center of his expanding empire. To maintain control over distant territories, he appointed loyal governors to rule important cities and manage local administration. These systems of governance helped stabilize the empire and allowed it to function across a large geographic area. At its height, the Akkadian Empire stretched across much of Mesopotamia and influenced surrounding regions, making Sargon one of the earliest and most important empire builders in world history. 2. Hammurabi, Babylonian Empire, Mesopotamia, c. 1792 to 1750 BCE. Hammurabi was one of the most influential rulers of ancient Mesopotamia and the sixth king of Babylon. When he came to power in the early 18th century BCE, Babylon was still a relatively small kingdom surrounded by stronger rival states. Through a combination of diplomacy, strategic alliances, and military campaigns, Hammurabi gradually expanded Babylon's territory across much of Mesopotamia. He defeated powerful neighboring kingdoms and brought important cities under Babylonian control. By the end of his reign, much of southern and central Mesopotamia had been unified under Babylonian rule. This expansion helped transform Babylon into one of the dominant political centers of the ancient Near East. Hammurabi is also remembered for establishing one of the earliest known legal systems, often called the Code of Hammurabi. These laws helped strengthen royal authority and maintain order within the growing empire. Under his leadership, Babylon became a powerful and influential state in ancient history. 3. Thutmose III, New Kingdom Egypt, Egypt and Levant, c. 1479 to 1425 BCE. Thutmose III is often considered one of the greatest military rulers in the history of ancient Egypt. He ruled during the New Kingdom, a period when Egypt became a major power in the eastern Mediterranean. During his reign, Thutmose III led numerous military campaigns beyond Egypt's borders. Many of these expeditions were directed toward the Levant and regions of the Near East. One of his most famous victories was the Battle of Megiddo, where Egyptian forces defeated a coalition of rebellious city-states. After this victory, Egyptian authority was strengthened across many parts of the Levant. Through repeated campaigns, Thutmose III secured important trade routes and strategic cities. These territories provided Egypt with valuable resources and tribute from local rulers. By the end of his reign, Egyptian influence stretched far beyond the Nile Valley. His campaigns helped establish Egypt as one of the most powerful empires of the ancient world. 4. Tiglath-Pileser III, Neo-Assyrian Empire, Mesopotamia, c. 745 to 727 BCE. Tiglath-Pileser III was one of the most important rulers of the Neo-Assyrian Empire. When he took power in the 8th century BCE, Assyria was already a strong kingdom, but it faced challenges from rival states and internal instability. Tiglath-Pileser III introduced major reforms that transformed the Assyrian military and government. He reorganized the army into a more professional and disciplined force capable of long-distance campaigns. With this strengthened military, he launched successful campaigns across the Near East. Assyrian armies expanded control into regions such as Syria, Anatolia, and parts of the Levant. Many conquered territories were reorganized into provinces directly governed by Assyrian officials. This system helped strengthen imperial control and reduce the risk of rebellion. Through these reforms and conquests, Tiglath-Pileser III greatly expanded the power and territory of the Assyrian Empire. 5. Sargon II. Neo-Assyrian Empire, Mesopotamia 7 to 705 BCE. Sargon II became king of the Neo-Assyrian Empire during a period of political tension and regional conflict early in his reign. He worked to stabilize Assyrian control over territories that had recently rebelled. One of his most notable campaigns was the conquest of the Kingdom of Israel in the Levant. This victory strengthened Assyrian authority in the western regions of the empire. Sargon also led campaigns in Anatolia and against the Kingdom of Urartu in the north. These military successes expanded Assyrian influence across several important regions. He also founded a new royal capital called Dur-Sharrukin, designed to demonstrate the power of the Assyrian state. Large construction projects and administrative reforms helped reinforce imperial control. Under Sargon II, the Assyrian Empire continued to grow in strength and territorial reach across the Near East. 6. Sennacherib, Neo-Assyrian Empire, Mesopotamia, 705 to 681 BCE. Sennacherib was the son of Sargon II and became one of the most powerful rulers of the Neo-Assyrian Empire. After ascending the throne, he continued military campaigns to maintain Assyrian dominance in many regions. Several revolts occurred in the western provinces of the empire, particularly in the Levant and Babylonia. Sennacherib responded with large military expeditions to suppress these uprisings. His campaigns helped reassert Assyrian authority across these territories. He is also known for his invasion of Judah and campaigns in the eastern Mediterranean region. Beyond warfare, Sennacherib invested heavily in building projects within Assyria. He expanded the city of Nineveh and turned it into a magnificent imperial capital. New palaces, temples, and irrigation systems were constructed during his reign. These achievements reflected the power and wealth of the Assyrian Empire at its height. 7. Ashurbanipal, Neo-Assyrian Empire, Mesopotamia 669-631 BCE. Ashurbanipal ruled during the final period of the Neo-Assyrian Empire, when its territory reached one of its greatest extents. He inherited a powerful empire that stretched across much of the Near East. During his reign, Assyrian armies continued to campaign against rival powers and rebellious regions. One major conflict was fought against the Kingdom of Elam in southwestern Iran. Assyrian forces eventually defeated Elam and destroyed its capital city. These victories strengthened Assyrian influence in the region. Ashurbanipal is also remembered for his interest in knowledge and scholarship. He established a famous royal library in the city of Nineveh. This library collected thousands of clay tablets containing literature, historical records, and scientific texts. Many important ancient works, including the Epic of Gilgamesh, were preserved through this collection. 8. Cyrus the Great, Achaemenid Empire, Persia, c. 559 to 530 BCE. Cyrus the Great was the founder of the Achaemenid Empire, one of the largest empires of the ancient world. He began his rise to power as the ruler of a Persian kingdom located in modern-day Iran. Cyrus first defeated the Median Empire, bringing much of Iran under his control. He then launched successful campaigns against Lydia in Anatolia. This victory gave him control over important trade routes in Western Asia. One of his most famous conquests was the capture of Babylon in 539 BCE. Babylon was one of the most powerful and wealthy cities of the ancient world. After conquering the city, Cyrus allowed many local traditions and religions to continue. This approach helped stabilize the newly conquered territories. Through these achievements, Cyrus created an empire that stretched across much of the Near East. 9. Cambyses II, Achaemenid Empire, Persia 5305 to BCE. Cambyses was the son of Cyrus the Great and inherited the growing Persian Empire. After his father's death, his most significant military achievement was the conquest of Egypt. In 525 BCE, Persian forces defeated the Egyptian army at the Battle of Pelusium. This victory allowed Cambyses to take control of one of the richest regions of the ancient world. With Egypt under Persian rule, the Achaemenid Empire expanded deep into northeastern Africa. Cambyses adopted the traditional titles of Egyptian pharaohs to strengthen his authority in the region. This helped integrate Egypt into the Persian imperial system. The conquest also gave Persia access to important trade routes connecting Africa and the Mediterranean. Although his reign was relatively short, Cambyses played a key role in expanding the Persian Empire's territory. 10. Darius I, Achaemenid Empire, Persia. 522 to 486 BCE, Darius I became ruler of the Achaemenid Empire after a period of political turmoil. Following the death of Cambyses II, he quickly worked to restore stability across the vast Persian territories. Darius expanded the empire through campaigns in regions such as Central Asia, the Indus Valley, and parts of southeastern Europe. At its height during his reign, the Persian Empire stretched from the Indus River to the eastern Mediterranean. To manage this enormous territory, Darius introduced major administrative reforms. He divided the empire into provinces known as satrapies. Each province was governed by officials responsible for collecting taxes and maintaining order. Darius also improved infrastructure across the empire. He built roads such as the famous Royal Road, which allowed faster communication and trade. These systems helped maintain control over one of the largest empires of the ancient world.